British public will be called up to fight if UK goes to war because military is too small, Army chief warns.
Here's a summary of the article.
The British public faces being called up to fight in the event of a war with Russia because the military is too small, the head of the army will warn. General Sir Patrick Sanders will warn the government of the need to mobilise the public if the UK goes to war with Russia, The Telegraph reports. Sir Patrick wants British men and women to be prepared to fight if NATO goes to war with Russia, who have gained the upper hand in its invasion of Ukraine. It follows a warning by a senior NATO official that the West faces all-out war with Russia within 20 years. He told reporters last week that civilians would have to be mobilized in large numbers if war broke out, and governments would have to prepare for how to manage that process. Sweden, who is preparing to enter the NATO alliance later this year, has also warned its citizens it could soon be fighting an all-out war. Sir Patrick wants regular Brits to think more like troops in case all-out war with Russia does break out.
This post received a score of 15,000, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I find this concerning. Not because of the risk of conscription, but because you don't generally get statements like these from army personnel if they haven't identified that a conflict is beyond mildly likely.
The UK seems genuinely very concerned about a large-scale war with Russia. It's really scary how likely a prospect they seem to believe it is. Especially given Britain was also one of the very first countries to warn of Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
And Norway, and Germany, and Sweden, and the Netherlands, and probably others.
Last week the Baltic countries agreed they will be building bunkers and stockpiling mines on their borders.
It's crazy watching Ukraine frantically trying to fend off Russia, seeing the Baltic nations quickly building up their static defenses, and observing the normally neutral Nordic nations jumping to join NATO, and idiots will still say that Russia is simply acting defensively and its hegemony is in the best interests of Europe.
Nobody with more than 10 working brain cells is saying this besides Russian disinformation agents online.
Unfortunately, 10 working brain cells isn't a requirement to vote in the US, and I have absolutely heard a similar, less Eurocentric, sentiment from actual real-life US voters.
Shit dude, I hear this from people I know, friends, work colleagues etc. in New Zealand. The swirling garbage vortex of bollocks is real, international, and sucking more folks in every day.
I live in Canada and I hear this shit from idiots here too. It's generally the more conservative people I know.
I like these additional contexts cause PPL in the US seem to think it's the only country with idiots. There's so much self-loathing in the US or, woe is me, attitudes and people forget how relatively good it is. There's good, bad, smart, dumb people everywhere. I never thought it was helpful to just complain how shitty any one country is. Edit. Actually just noticing OSU fan below me basically is doing exactly what I'm talking about. Discounting everyone else's problems.
Send anyone who has been on British Big Brother, Love Island, reality shows first.
I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. Hardcore edition.
Takeshi Castle, but you are storming the Surovikin line.
And today's challenger comes from Nottingham, Ken. He's George Bobaganoush, a shoe salesman specializing in shoes for the rude. Sounds like a real kick in the pants, Vic. Right, you are, Ken.
Oh, and he loses his grip. Tumbles right into our safety fluid. And what is today's safety fluid, Ken?
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.